Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this information session about our new Real Estate LLM program at St. John's Law School. If you're watching this video, you're likely interested in real estate law. Congratulations on that choice. I believe real estate to be one of today's most dynamic, interesting, and impactful areas of law for attorneys to practice in. It offers attorneys the ability to positively influence the places where people live, work, and play on a daily basis, and do so in a very tangible way. First, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Rob Sain. I currently serve as co-director of the Real Estate LLM program, along with my colleague Margie Townsend. I'm director of the Mattone Family Institute for Real Estate Law and an adjunct professor of law, currently teaching courses like real estate transactions and directed research courses on real estate topics at the JD level. I graduated St. John's Law in 2003 and practiced commercial real estate at a major New York City firm for nearly 14 years prior to returning to St. John's in 2017 to lead the Mattone Institute. And since the inception of the Mattone Institute, I believe we've built what is one of the premier JD level real estate law programs in the nation. So it's my great pleasure to unveil our new LLM program, which will allow us to further our mission and help prepare even more students for practice as successful real estate lawyers. Today I'll cover the benefits of this program for attorneys looking to enter the field or expand their professional skills, the basic structure of the program, and some technical details like how to apply and tuition. My time's limited, so if you have questions not addressed over the course of the presentation, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will provide my contact details at the conclusion of the presentation. So let's talk about the overall goal of the program. The goal of the program is to offer lawyers a course of study that will help them practice successfully as real estate lawyers in a multitude of practice settings throughout the U.S. and competently represent clients on even the most sophisticated matters. We created the program cognizant of the fact that today the work of real estate lawyers is far more complex and multifaceted than it was several decades ago, or frankly even several years ago. The real estate lawyer's work is often multidisciplinary in nature, meaning that it implicates many different areas of substantive law. And also, in order to help solve the web of problems that often surrounds a modern commercial real estate transaction, lawyers have to have an understanding of the transaction's business elements and the business case for a transaction. For many lawyers, all of this requires training beyond that which is available at the JD level. So this LLM program is here to provide just that training. So what are the benefits, the principal benefits of this program? I'll address each of these very briefly, and we will drill down on each of these in a bit more detail over the course of the presentation. First, our location in Queens, New York City. Access to our great network of alumni in the real estate industry. Access to the resources of the Mattone Institute, including an extremely robust calendar of real estate focused events and opportunities. Our diverse roster of advanced real estate courses taught by leading and respected practitioners. The opportunity to get hands-on experience. The fact that this is a small program with individualized support from both myself and my co-director Margie Townsend, and it's also a flexible program with ability to study full-time or part-time and start in the fall or spring semester, among other things. We will delve into each of these in more detail as we move forward. At St. John's, you'll study in New York City, which is the global hub for real estate finance, investment, development, and technology, also known as PropTech. The importance of real estate to New York City and vice versa can't be overstated. Our property market is valued at a combined 1.3 trillion based on the most recent figures I could find. We've consistently been a top destination for domestic and offshore investment. And practicing in New York has its own advantages in addition to the existence of the New York City real estate market in and of itself. As you likely know, almost all of the AmLaw 100 firms have offices in New York City, oftentimes they're head offices. And these firms service real estate deals nationally and internationally because New York law is often chosen as the governing law for complex real estate transactions like multi-state credit line financings and programmatic joint ventures, just to name two examples. And I should note that the borough of Queens is a draw in its own right. We are one of the most diverse places in the world. Downtown Jamaica, literally right down the road, is experiencing a wave of private and public investment that's been well reported. We offer convenient access, not only to Queens and Manhattan, but also to Long Island, Westchester, Connecticut, Brooklyn, the Bronx. Many of our partner employers are located in Long Island and Westchester, in point of fact. Our alumni network. So St. John's Alumni Network is legendary, and it's strong across the board. But I believe we show particular strength in the field of real estate law. Our alumni include leaders in every corner of the real estate industry. You can find our alumni at private firms, in-house, with the government, and at nonprofits, just to name a few of their practice settings. You see a few of our alums shown on the screen. These are the members of our Mattone Institute Advisory Board, all of whom are an incredible resource to our students and to our programs. But having a distinguished alumni base only gets you so far. You also need support and dedication from those alumni, which in my experience, our real estate alumni have consistently shown by mentoring our students, linking them with job opportunities, and helping them broaden their professional networks. Personally, I've had the privilege of seeing the law school from 3 vantage points: as a student, as an alum who hired St. John's students, and now as an administrator and faculty member at the school. And throughout all of these experiences, I've never failed to be impressed by the dedication of our alumni. I think the existence of our well-placed and dedicated alumni network is one of the key benefits of our programs. Next, the Mattone Institute. Real estate LL.M students would have access to the robust calendar of real estate law-focused programming available through the Mattone Institute. These extracurricular experiences will benefit real estate LL.M students much as they have benefited our JD students in recent years by enhancing their knowledge of real estate law and emerging issues in the real estate industry, by connecting them with our alumni, and providing them with a store of real estate related experiences that they're able to draw upon in the course of interviews and over the course of their later careers. Real estate LL.M students would be invited but not required to attend these events. Notwithstanding that fact, I believe most of our LL.M students would eagerly attend most, if not all, of the events that we host. What are some of the types of events that we host and coordinate? Site visits. In recent years, we've visited One Vanderbilt, the 9/11 Memorial, Hudson Yards, Grand Central Partnership, Battery Park City Authority. Most recently, we visited a multifamily development on Long Island where students got to meet with the owner of the project and also the attorneys who advised him on the project on zoning and land use matters, including an IDA with the municipality. So these site visits really give students an unrivaled opportunity to get hands-on exposure to significant projects and transactions. Our speaker series. So we host guest lectures by industry leaders. We've hosted guest lectures by Chris Jaskowitz, President and CEO of Icon Orlando, Michael Rhee, the General Counsel of the Durst Organization, Jim Wellen, the President of REBNY. We also host substantive seminars on topics like affordable housing finance and title and survey review. Our CLE series. So to date, I think we've done probably 24 or more CLEs on diverse topics, including real estate joint ventures, pandemic-related real estate litigation, the basics of New York landlord-tenant law, ownership disclosure requirements. We had a CLE on multifamily purchase and sale agreements, and we have a CLE on construction access agreements. So it's a very active CLE calendar, and as real estate LLM students, you, like our JD students, would be entitled to attend any of our CLEs free of charge. Roundtable discussions. So we do a number of roundtable discussions. For purposes of this presentation, I'll focus on just one, our recent alumni and real estate roundtable. This is a series which we do every semester. It's now on its, most recently we did its 11th iteration. And this is where we bring to campus either virtually or in person, ideally in person, a group of alumni who have 5 or fewer years out in practice. And this series has been a spectacular success. I find that a lot of these roundtables, the presenters might be more senior. That's great. It's great to hear from more senior and distinguished practitioners. But for purposes of students, I think in some ways it's better for them to hear from alumni who are less experienced, because they will get to hear from them what's real estate law practice like in the early years of your career. What do you actually do on a daily basis as a real estate attorney? How did you find your job? Do you have any career pointers? These are the types of questions that the recent alums are well equipped to answer, and which they do answer. And it's with great pleasure that I've seen long-term networking connections and friendships form between panelists at these roundtable discussions and our students. And it would be my expectation that our LLM students would form the same long-term networking connections with our alumni base as I've seen our JD students benefit from over the course of the past years. Networking events. Most recently, we had a spring reception and awards ceremony in Manhattan. And there are other networking events that we do throughout the course of the year focused on different cohorts of alumni. For example, we have a networking event that's focused just on our real estate fellowship program graduates. We have other programs that are focused on our entire alumni base, like the spring reception. And finally, symposia and conferences, such as we did one on blockchain and tokenization of real estate assets. We did one on the transformation of East Midtown. We expect to do other symposia and conferences going forward, and it's my hope and expectation that our new LLM students will play a key role in designing and coordinating new symposia and conferences in future semesters. Let's move on to program structure. So this is an intensive and rigorous 24 credit program, and it combines academic rigor with a practice-oriented approach that's designed to produce real estate attorneys with the skills, ambition, and knowledge necessary to advise clients on the most sophisticated real estate transactions. 24 credits are required. That includes 5 hours of required courses. The 2 required courses are real estate transactions, which students take in the first semester, and advanced topics on real estate law, which students take in the final semester. Real estate transactions provides a overview of a purchase and sale transaction, whether it be residential or commercial. The focus is probably 50-50. That provides a great introduction, and it's probably the most basic of our advanced real estate law courses. Advanced topics in real estate law, which you take in your final semester, is a paper-based course. It's not a exam course. And over the course of this course, students learn about probably half a dozen different significant topics or significant trends or themes or cutting edge developments that are occurring in the real estate industry that are of interest to real estate lawyers. So for example, in the last semester, I believe the instructor spent a few course sessions focusing on ESG efforts and Local Law 97. Spent a few course sessions focused on affordable housing and potential replacements for 421A. And also spent a few courses talking about pandemic relief. Spent a few classes talking about pandemic relief measures and pandemic-related real estate litigation. So advanced topics in real estate law really designed to provide students with in-depth insight into certain discrete topics, and it assumes that students going into that course have a number of advanced real estate credits under their belt already. That's why it's taken in the student's final semester. You obtain the balance of your credits by taking real estate elective courses, designated elective courses, and potentially elective courses at the Tobin School of Business. So what are the differences between these different elective courses? Real estate elective courses are the courses that are per se real estate oriented. Designated elective courses, by contrast, are not real estate per se, but are related to real estate and provide valuable instruction on areas that a real estate attorney will need to know as a real estate practitioner. Because remember what I said earlier, real estate as practiced today is very multidisciplinary. So in addition to real estate, a real estate lawyer will need to know about topics like secured transactions, like bankruptcy, like trusts and estates, like tax. So all of those courses in these allied fields are categorized as designated electives, which students can also take towards credit in the LL.M program. And finally, elective courses at the Tobin School of Business, but only with the approval of the program director. It's anticipated that students would also have that flexibility. Now, there's an overarching limitation here. Required courses and real estate elective courses have to comprise at least 14 of the total 24 credit hours. The intention here is that we want to be sure that real estate LL.M graduates get the bulk of their instruction through courses that are, for lack of a better term, per se real estate, or closely aligned with the real estate pathway. I should note that there's additional flexibility built in here because students may take other JD or MBA courses with permission from the program director. And this might be if a student's interested in practicing in a particular area or writing on a particular topic and there's a relevant course, we could very well approve that towards credit in the program as well. Let's talk about our real estate electives. As you can see from the screen, the course is listed on the screen. We have a diverse list of electives which cover the most critical topics for real estate lawyers to know as they advise clients on deals. Most of these courses are taught by leading practitioners who bring their real-world knowledge to bear in the classroom. Some of them I've seen our professors actually use documents from pending transactions in the classroom to illustrate concepts. Documents being redacted, of course, for client confidentiality, but that's the kind of real-world perspective our professors bring to the classroom, and it's one that I think will be of great benefit to our LL.M students. Given timing, I'm only going to have a chance to address 2 of these courses in any level of detail on this presentation. To the extent you'd like to learn more about any of these courses, we have detailed course descriptions posted to the St. John's Law website, the Mattone Institute website, and the LL.M program website. So please feel free to take a look at those resources if you'd like to see descriptions of any of the courses not specifically discussed on this presentation. First course I'd like to specifically discuss is the Emerging Issues in Real Estate Law seminar, which we introduced in connection with this program. I think it will be of particular interest to our LL.M students. This is a course where it's a 1-credit course. It's an intensive course because it's taught over the course of a weekend or over the course of just a few course sessions in which you earn that 1 credit. And it will be taught by a real leading practitioner or expert in the subject matter being taught. What is the subject matter being taught? Well, that's the beauty of the course. I can't tell you what that is today because it's meant to capture emerging issues from time to time. If we were to teach the course today, we might cover FDIC receivership issues. We might cover repurposing of assets. So there are a number of topics that we might cover today. Would the topics be the same a year from now? Likely not. So this enables us to cover the most cutting-edge topics, give our LL.M students instruction on those topics, and have the course taught by leading adjunct faculty members who might not be able to commit to teaching a full semester course. But nevertheless, they will be able to teach over a weekend or a few course sessions. So as I mentioned before, in our LL.M for bankruptcy program, this approach has met with great success, and I'm sure this will be an incredible opportunity for our real estate LL.M students. Next course I'd like to discuss is our externship seminar, LL.M level externship seminar. This course was also introduced in connection specifically for our LL.M students. And this will enable our LL.M students to participate in our externship program. For those of you who don't know, an externship is, in effect, an internship where you earn credit rather than monetary compensation. And over the course of the past few years, we have built out a tremendous externship program with a lot of different externship employers, some of whom include some of the leading firms in New York City. This externship seminar will enable students to participate in that externship program and work for the externship employer on a part-time basis while taking a concurrent seminar on campus, which is designed to enrich their experience at the externship placement. So LLM students would have the opportunity to earn credit while at the same time getting real world experience in the workplace. Um, as I mentioned before, those are the only two courses I'll have time to address in detail on the presentation, but by all means, take a look at our website for further details. Reach out to me if you have further questions. Moving along to our designated electives. You'll recall this is the list of courses which are not real estate courses per se, but cover subject matter that is highly relevant to real estate practice. Given timing, I won't discuss the descriptions of any of these courses in detail. Again, you can find them on the website, but LLM students would be able to take any one of these courses, one or more of these courses, for credit towards the LLM degree, subject, of course, to that requirement that 14 of the 24 credits need to be real estate electives and required courses. So I mentioned our faculty before, and that we have leading practitioners on our faculty who have deep real world practice experience and knowledge of the real estate industry, and bring that to the classroom and share that with their students in every class session. You'll see a list of our faculty members, our current faculty members, on the screen right now. I expect that we will add additional faculty members in the coming year as the LLM program ramps up. And this is our current list. Importantly, our faculty also play a role in our students' career development, in addition to teaching them in the classroom. Our faculty mentor our students. They introduce our students to job opportunities. I see one faculty member on this list who has, in recent years, introduced students to at least 3 job opportunities that I'm aware of. So our faculty are fantastic, and the value they bring to our students transcends the classroom. Externships and internships. As an LLM student, you will be able to potentially gain work experience through real estate focused externships and internships at New York based law firms and companies. Thanks to our strong relationships with alumni and other attorneys throughout the real estate industry, we've been able to secure a rich variety of fall, spring, and summer externship and internship opportunities for our JD students, including at some of the top real estate firms and companies. You see some of them listed on your screen. I checked in fall of 2022 just to see how many opportunities do we have posted, internships and externships, that are in material portion real estate focused, and I came back with 91 opportunities in the fall of 2022 alone. So there are a lot of opportunities out there. LLM students would be eligible for paid internships, and also through our new LLM specific externship seminar, as I mentioned before, for externship opportunities which provide credit rather than monetary compensation. I will work closely and one-on-one with all of our LLM students to help them access these opportunities by refining their resumes, connecting them with alumni, arranging informational interviews, conducting mock interviews. I've been doing much of this work over the past few years with our JD students. I will do the same work with appropriate modification for our LLM students, and I look forward to working with all of you on this. So as mentioned before, we have a flexible application process. Applications can be submitted for either the fall or the spring term. We have a rolling application, rolling admissions process. The deadline for your application for the fall of this year is August 11th. If you'd like to enroll for the spring of 2024, your deadline is December 15th. You have two options for your application. You can submit it through LSAC or the St. John's Admissions Portal. I believe there's a link to the St. John's Admissions Portal on the final slide of this presentation. And you can select a full-time or a part-time option. As part of your application package, you'll obviously have your application form, 2 letters of recommendation, a personal statement, and a writing sample. I've been asked, does the writing sample need to be on a real estate topic? No, it does not. If you have one that is on a real estate topic, that's great, but we recognize that not all students come to the real estate LLM program with a pre-existing knowledge or experience in real estate law, which is fine. We'll teach you that in the LLM program. What's important is that the personal statement and the other materials show a bona fide interest in the area and a heartfelt dedication to pursue this. Which brings us to admissions criteria. The admissions committee is comprised of faculty and a few administrators, including Margie Townsend and myself. What do we consider? Outstanding academic achievement at the JD level. That's obviously important, but it's not the be-all, end-all. We're also interested in your documented interest in the area of real estate law, which you can illustrate through your personal statement, through your letters of recommendation. We're also interested in your written work and employment history. So once you're admitted to the program, what is the tuition? The tuition is charged on a per credit basis. For the 2023-24 academic year, it'll be $2,175 per credit. I think you will find that competitive with peer institutions. Scholarships might be available, that's determined at the time of admission, and financial aid might also be available, including payment plans. For St. John's JD students who are watching this information session, let's address the JD LLM program, the Joint JD LLM program. This is a flexible option which you'd be eligible to apply for after you've completed 54 JD credit hours. And you're able to apply up to 12 JD credits towards the LLM degree. There's a typo in the PowerPoint. This should say up to 12 JD credits may be applied to the LLM degree. That's an incredible opportunity, because what it means is that you'd, in theory, be able to complete the LLM program with as little as 1 additional semester of study at St. John's. If you're a St. John's JD student and you're interested in this program, please see me. I'd love to discuss it with you. A word for international applicants. In order to succeed in the program, you would need a foundation in American law. If you need to build that foundation, you can apply for a joint degree in U.S. legal studies and real estate law. Under this path, you complete 2 semesters of coursework in U.S. legal studies and then embark on your real estate LLM program. If you're interested in this program, I would just recommend that you make your interest in real estate known when you apply for the USLS program, because I believe there's some ability to let you take some of the real estate coursework prior to completing your USLS coursework. I would also note that this path would also enable internationally educated students to qualify for the New York bar exam, which the real estate LLM alone would not do. So how to learn more and stay up to date. I mentioned the Mattone Institute website a few times on this presentation. You'll find a link to the website on the screen. Take a look at it. I would particularly recommend maybe take a look at some of our newsletters that the Mattone Institute has published in the past. I think the last one was published several months ago, but in looking at those, you'll you'll gain a sense for how active our real estate law programs really are and what we've accomplished in recent years. Also, we have a specific website for the LLM program, and we have a presence on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Insta. So I'd recommend, if you think you might be interested in the LLM program, check out our social media, because I've said a few times on this presentation how robust our calendar of real estate focused programming is. Our social media really speaks to that. You'll see how active we are. We have anywhere between 6 and 12 real estate focused events in any given semester. And I'm looking forward to integrating LLM students now into this roster of programming and enriching it even further in the years to come. So in closing, here's my contact information, along with a QR code, which should bring you to my business card. Also, Margie Townsend, the program co-director's contact information. Feel free to reach out to us if you have questions. I know I said that several times during the presentation, but I mean it. Reach out if you have questions. I look forward to hearing from you. I've also listed on the screen Carl Olson, who will be assisting with admissions in this program, so you might see his name when and if you choose to apply. Also at the top, you'll see a link to the St. John's application form, which I mentioned before, which you might find of use. So with that, I'd like to thank you for attending the information session, and just state that I couldn't be more excited about get this program off the ground and running next year. And I hope that some of you watching this presentation today will be at St. John's in the fall as part of our inaugural class. So look forward to seeing many of you soon. Take care and best of luck with all of your future endeavors, whatever they might be.